move right into the champion section screen for the bans and picks for the first game of tonight, HQ Esports Clubs against Saigon Fantastic 5.
Well, alright. Picks and bans are already coming up.
And on the side of the first ban, though, we do see that Rise has been banned out on the side of HQ Esports Club. You'll see we enter the champion section shortly. We have with announcing.
We'll talk you through it. Anyways, AHQ putting out the Rise ban as fast, a really quick Rise ban as soon as it came. They banned out Rise straight away, as well as the TF ban from the Saigon 5 coming in and then.
Follow-up would be Kill from side HQ. They took some time thinking about it, but for the Lee Sin ban on the side of SF5, it's just instant. Because these two champions are just too famous for the side of West Door on Twisted Fate, as well as Lantier using Lee Sin. They do like godly plays.
Yes, they make amazing plays with those. AHQ taking time on their bans, really, making sure they do not mess this up.
And also, not only that, from here we can see that AHQ, they are targeting certain. Oh, a bit weird though. They take out Sona on their own end.
Sona? It's very interesting ban actually. Sona does have the crescendo in the team fight, which does cause a lot of havoc in team fights.
Yes, overall, but we did see AHQ though. Green Tea played a very strong Sona overall, so I'm not sure why they are banning Sona against the Saigon Fantastic 5.
Maybe they have something up their sleeves?
Or maybe a certain pick, like certain
that doesn't work well against Sona.
Yeah.
What do you think would that be?
Normally it would be Vayne, like Vayne and a more squishy support, so to speak, but we have to see what they have in mind for this.
So Shen being picked up by AHQ, so going to have a lot of global presence, as well as, if they do it right, split pushing potential.
But it'll be interesting to see though whether AHQ takes this Shen into the jungle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We've seen
a few,
but
not that much. Or now in the jungle you see Jarvan, Xin Zhao, or you see Vi.
Yes, because Jarvan and Xin Zhao, they're so much stronger junglers with their with Xin Zhao and his audacious strike. You can't miss his audacious strike, and then you have to knock up to follow it from the slow. And then you have, for instance, Jarvan, you have the flag into pole combination.
Yeah, the knockup combo, EQ combo for the knockup.
Which is also much more reliable than Shen taunt, which is quite short range as well.
At the same time, like a knockup or stun can stop him from planting the taunt, definitely.
So HQ actually thinking about picking up a Hecarim. Now that would be the jungler I would be looking for.
I mean, there are a few players who've been like talking about whether Hecarim top would be very viable, actually. And in my opinion, he is, because he has very good sustain actually.
Yes,
he can farm up top quite easily. But the problem is that he will be pushing his lane quite a bit. He needs to be very worried about the ganks that will be coming onto him. In my opinion, he is, because he has very good sustain.
I do agree.
Actually.
Yes, HQ actually still looking, hovering over Soraka there. That would be a double support if that happened.
We have a Soraka in the mid.
No, it's not gonna happen. No, we have seen Lulu top by, I don't remember who that was.
Stanley?
Yes, Stanley, TPA going, what was the All Yordles team?
There was All Yordles team, there was also the point where they were doing to protect the Vayne composition and things like that. Yep, definitely going to be very exciting to see. And on the side of, was it going to be Tristana in the end? So, not sure of the ban on Sona yet. Sona does poke out Lulu slightly, so to speak, because of her ability to poke two champions at once.
But also, having Sona gives that CC, but it's also that sustain that an AD carry would need.
Yeah, but at the same time, like Tristana can negate and sustain quite a bit with her capabilities, and
in the long range she gains over her levels, right?
Yeah. So here on the side of SF5, though, instantly going to take up Rumble as well as Trash. So
very strong. Trash, a very strong support right now. Probably the strongest support out there.
He provides like a very strong utility. He's like initiator. Very CC heavy and very tanky for a team once you reach the end game.
Especially tanky with the Soul Collect. Having 70 armor at level 8 or level 7 is insane to have on a support.
Definitely. And so instantly though, we will see Zed and Vi though being locked in for the side of HQ Esports Club. So is this going to be an all-in dive?
Yes.
So when Vi casts the ultimate, most probably Shen will be casting his ultimate on Vi as well and going all in together, and while we'll see Tristana shooting from the sides or maybe getting free resets, going in for the...
And maybe you have the Lulu to either disengage or engage with the knock-up and slow.
Yes. So a great setup for SF HQ in terms of overall lineup. But on the side of SF5 though, we will see the last piece is going to be Oriana. They had the same team fight engagements and things going on for them. Not only can Jarvan jump in, but actually
Follow up with the Oriana ultimate.
yeah, we have Trash as well. Trash, if he lands his death sentence, he'll be able to hook himself in, and Oriana can do the same combination as well. So they have a lot of choices in that, but overall, will they be able to do enough damage or deal with the assassination or all-in dive coming off from AHQ Esports, which is the most important question right now.
Yep. We also see Mr. Elvis actually looking to take up that Ignite for his lane, which we don't actually see a lot on AD carries in competitive play. They do prefer going with the Cleanse and Barrier, right?
Not really. I mean, Cleanse or Barrier is really more of a defensive way of playing. Yeah, but once you play Tristana, if you're going to go all in, you're going to buy a Blade of Rune King. Yeah, you really want to a lot of burst.
Yeah.
Just bursting the person
but it actually does go for the Barrier instead.
But for the side of Misfortune, definitely going for the Barrier because you're playing against the Zed.
Yep.
You either take out the Barrier or you take an Exhaust actually. So the Zed use the ultimate on you, or either you cast a Barrier, or you cast Exhaust onto Zed to negate the overall damage output coming onto you.
Alright, so the game has started, we'll have some time to look at the runes and masteries. Which one would you like to look at?
I suppose we should just stick... Oh, we're actually going to go through a short commercial break first, and we'll come back to you with the runes and masteries in a short while. So we'll see you soon.
Alright, let's go.
Go where? I can't see.
So yep, here we are back. We have prepared HQ Lantia's runes and masteries for you guys because he has played a bit of a weird setup overall. You can see he has like 6 attributes, 6 stats right there. It's been added into
a lot of a huge mix actually. Getting a mix of flat and scaling magic resist, maybe trying to balance both early game and late game out a little bit.
Yep.
As well as getting attack damage on the Quins, which will help him a lot immensely in the jungle to clear it out really fast. As well as the attack speed, 10% on attack speed. It's also needed for the jungle clear.
Yep, especially since her ability to proc like Vayne Silver Bolts will definitely help out clear the jungle much well. But the problem is that why the 3.8 armor pen is just additional 4 armor pen right there for her. I mean, it will help out with the overall damage.
Help out a little bit, but you also have... I mean, she does have natural armor penetration with her denting blows. So you don't need to go into full armor penetration.
Maybe he's done some calculations where adding on the percentage with the extra 4, it gives like how much more damage. That's why he has it, you know. I need to do some math about this later on.
Then she became a math geek, perhaps.
And on the side of the mastery, it's going to be very aggressive. So we will see the pickup of 2190 on the side of the masteries, where going fully for the offensive tree, which is more of the position of how a jungle is played right now. We just want to go all in, so to speak.
Do a lot of damage in the lane and try to help your lanes get those kills.
But the problem is though, is the 9 points into the side of the defensive tree. So he's opting for the armor, the 2 armor, instead of going for Summoner's Resolve. So he's not going to get extra 10 gold for using Smite, which is quite rare to see, so to speak.
Yeah, I've seen a stat onto in the Reddit forums, I believe, where someone calculated how worth a summoner point is for a certain stat, and the main stats for the summoner spells, they usually were so much more worth than just that 1 armor, I believe. So it doesn't make any sense to me.
I mean, we will have to see about that though. It might work out well for him because, you know, maybe he thinks that he wants to go in for the counter jungle instead of giving the extra Tango, he rather take the extra armor to fight against Jarvan, because Jarvan does have the armor penetration from his Dragon's Lance, so he will definitely want to avoid that most probably. So this is going to be an interesting fight, so to speak. Overall lineup, both teams have a very solid team comp. Definitely.
Both teams actually have a pretty strong team fighting composition as well. We have the onto one target team Chen with the Vi, just able to lock down the enemy carries and take them down immediately. But then you have, on the side of SF5, you have a very AoE-oriented team composition. With UQ on Orianna, with the ultimate, you can lock down the whole enemy team if they get caught into Jarvan's Cataclysm. And then you have Rumble's... what do you call it again?
Equalizer.
Equalizer to damage to put a lot of damage.
Well, it doesn't put out that much damage anymore, since in this patch, you know, there's damage, initial damage nerf. There's no more initial damage there. So it's going to be interesting to see how well this plays off. Rumble has been a very favorite pick right now in any scene, because if a Ranji's Torment together with a Rylai's, you just keep doing percentage HP damage, and with the addition of the ultimate charging in with Ranji's Torment stacking up on that, it just does tons of damage, even to not only the tanks but also to the AD carries and AP carries. So here, early game, we're going to see them. Both teams have a very slow start. We can see that HQ is just playing it safe, just guarding their own jungle. Well, seemingly SF5 did try to charge in entirely. The whole team went through the red buff, one round, one big circle.
Minions have spawned.
Though the team comp, they might be not as strong, but I think they actually could beat out, fare off quite well if Shen took the taunt. But they just want to play this safe and slow.
Yep, both teams actually just gonna go safe and do not want to risk anything in this game. Both teams just gonna start off in their jungle. Tristana just going to help out his team, help Vi out with the red buff and the raise. The Wolf camp being split by top and bottom mid lane of AHQ. We have seen that a lot recently. I mean, it's free experience, and
it's very important to get level 2 first. You can sometimes see the sudden level 2 getting up earlier than opponent, and instantly charging with your spells, and you just do a lot. They look at that, instantly level 2, and Vesdor does have already a slight advantage depending on what skill has picked up. He did throw his shurikens already, so he needs to wait for a bit. So here we will see, let's hit right into Green Tea right there in a bad position. He will be chipped down to half health right there. A great job by Yangsu, and Green Tea seemingly did not expect that to hit. He did not really dodge it as well, thinking that it would be a miss. Because the death sentence though does have a very long delay in terms of where you want to hook. Maybe he thought that Yangsu would hook it in a slightly slanted way. That's why he just decided to just walk straight ahead from there.
But she should just be able to heal that up with some potions, and that should be fine. So Jarvan actually looking for some aggression down in the bottom lane. Mr. Elvis and Green Tea not spotting this out though. They're probably waiting for the trash hook to come up, and
no, they're waiting for. I believe they're waiting for Trash to reach level 2, so he will have either his knockup or he will have his barrier. And here he goes, the death sentence hitting onto Mr. Elvis. He's unable to jump away. I believe he did use his the jump, because I did see him fly slightly. Yes,
yeah,
he used his rocket jump already.
He used his rocket jump, but he didn't gain any distance from that. The trash hook actually
cancelling it out. Actually, when the hook landed, he was jumping slightly and was pulled back from there, so he did not get to move at all.
And there goes first blood onto Violet for SF5.
A great pickup right there, and we do see SF5 sometimes with the jungle, especially on Jarvan. He lands a lot of objectives and team fight positioning. We do see that SF5 is a bit off in terms of what they should be doing. So we will see how well SF5 can maybe snowball in the early stage if they do it well, and whether they can retake the game with this, definitely.
Anyways, looking at the items, none of them have gone back yet. Everyone is just still farming up. But the bottom lane of SF5 has finally backed off now after pushing the lane, and Violet will just pick up two Doran's Blades and a vacation potion there.
And the exit of Fortitude and a pot, so it's just going to be able to dish out so much more damage. Don't need to jump to any like a Berserker Grief, just going for more sustain, more damage overall, and it's going to be very great in the early game, definitely.
Lantern looking up for a gang up top onto Navy. We'll see how this turns out. Actually charging up the what do you call this skill?
Which oh, it was going for a while. Charging out the Ward Breaker, but
Wall breaker, yes.
yes, it wasn't
I do
enough right there because the
apologize.
breach wasn't enough, so it was cancelled. But he's just waiting for another perfect chance to go in as well. So here, back up to top, we do see Y just camping up and just waiting for the perfect timing. Once again,
Wall breaker being charged
yes.
out. Navy does face check that. Denting blows do go down. A flash taunt being used there by Pridus, but
It's
it's
actually
not
a
going to
taunt
hit.
flash, not a
Taunt
flash.
flash. Taunt flash, yes.
So I'm not sure
It
it was
missed,
I think it was a mistake though. And
Oh, Wester getting dropped very low by TQ. TQ does not have any mana to follow it up though. Ignite being used by TQ, and that will be a Westor going back.
so we can SF5 might be able to pick up the kill on Vesdor. Vesdor flashes very early just to avoid that. SF8 did not even go in, knowing that he might not be able to catch Zed the Shadow Master because he can shadow away as well. So just forcing Zed to drop the flash. So if he does dive onto Oriana and his Jarvan is there, he will have no way of escaping that far. So overall, I would say the SF5 performance looks great so far.
Yes,
And
they're doing a good job also in farm, and especially in the bottom lane. The whole lead actually sits onto the bottom lane right now.
with the early first blood pickup, so definitely very much ahead as well the overall damage output they have. So Mr. Elvis and Green Tea is just taking it slow and steady. You really need to make sure they don't get hit by the death sentence, because the death sentence is really what it is called, a death sentence right there.
And a miss there by
Young
Trash there.
because I believe he thought Mr. Elvis would walk back, but also I was just like, I'm just gonna farm. Nope. I ignored that. So sometimes you see this Trash hooks is like a hit and miss because of the delay right there.
Yep.
And a lot of mind games are implanted into it for all the players to go against it.
Wester actually looking to go back up top there. Maybe looking for a gank here. No, it's just gonna ward up the red buff, but does and escapes over the Baron wall before he does get caught off by Egg.
So we might see though that HQ is gonna plan a fight at the red buff later on when it spawns out. They planted the ward just to get ready for it.
Lancer actually sitting up top. Egg might get caught here. Denting blow. No, the wall breaker does miss Egg though, and Egg does engage onto Shen. Some denting blows going onto Navy and Egg, but that should be both of the junglers disengaging here.
Fair share of damage done with excessive force, but nothing too heavy for them, for the junglers. So they're just gonna back off from this. And Lancey though, because he's spending more time in the lane just now.
Yeah, helping out the lanes.
Yeah, helping out the lanes. He was teaching some EXP from Shen, so he is at the high level currently. And here we see Lancey going right in, and X somehow spotted it. He was just sidestepping away from that brush.
Yeah, just stepped away, and he didn't have any vision on the red buff, and thus wasn't able to smite it away for himself. So Lantier does steal the enemy red buff there. Good job by him.
Yep. Definitely, in terms of control right now and objectives, we do see the AHQ once again showing their prowess as well as strength as it. So Navy right now going to go for a trade against Price because he is at the high level and he does a lot of magic damage. The
Ignite does go down and it's still taking off. The ultimate from Rumble does come down and there will be a kill onto Shen.
A great pickup right there and a great way to lay the ultimate. A lot of Rumbles laid straight away down, straight on, and we could see that just now Price was ready for it. He sidestepped away, but Navy planted the equalizer in a slanted method instead of going all the way down.
He actually cut off his path there, so he had nothing else to do but to walk in it.
Yep.
One interesting to note is how aggressive Lanter is in the enemy jungle. We see him camping around the SF5's jungle, taking the race, taking the red buff, and he's always there when the race actually spawn.
And not only that, you also can put it to speak that Lancia simply has more experience in terms of what he's doing at the correct timing. He makes sure that a lot of times when he was up top, the opponent's jungler was there as well. And only at the time at bottom, because they didn't expect how Jarvan started off with the red, the blue, and they're going to gank bottom. They expected Jarvan to go for a gank up top instead, and that did not happen. So they got a bit. SF5 managed to catch them off guard from there. But overall, though, we can see that in terms of overall CS, HQ is catching up, actually winning already, because it is only a 300 gold
It
difference
is
right now.
a very small gold lead, and still being 2 kills behind.
Mhm.
It's looking very good for HQ.
Yep. And look at Tristana picking up the BF sword already, even though she was killed once in the early stage, and for the side of Miss Fortune going for the Vampiric Scepter only. This will change the overall damage output.
Tristana
of
now
AD
actually
carries.
lead for damage.
Mhm. But the problem is that overall sustain will definitely lose out against Miss Fortune. He needs to be very careful with how he hits or
Yep.
kites onto Miss Fortune later on.
Doesn't want to get poked by Trash and Misfortune.
At the same time, definitely. So up top, we will see just a fight going on, and bottom is just a fight for the brush. We still see Lantern moving in. He's at level 7. The ultimate is ready as well. Will Yang Xiu be able to spot this out? Will he be throwing his lantern into the opposite side of the bush to just try and see whether there's anyone else inside? Because normally, if the ping pong is warded, it's either you want to just deny vision to the opponent's support, or because a gank is being set up.
Yep.
Round ready.
And they just want to be safe and do backup foot. West Star actually flashing in. The taunt does miss onto Navy. Navy flashing it nicely there. The ultimate does go down onto Navy from Zed, and that should be the kill being picked up there.
And a great pickup right there. I was about to say, was it 2 flash wasted? But in the end, they managed to pick up the kill. So definitely,
Yeah, I was
kills
almost
secured
gonna say that were flash wasted there, but they do manage to pick it up.
in the end. And they might pick up the top tower as well because there's no one there. The jungler is at the bot lane. No one there to pick it up. Get 8 going for a gang up bot. Down bot, sorry, not up bot. But here we will see it's just being pushed back with the pokes from Lulu as well as Tristana. And Green Team, Mr. Elvis doing a great job in keeping themselves alive. The top tower does go down from this, and TQ just applying pressure in the mid lane at the same time.
Now the gold difference looks much more different. 1 kill onto HQ and the tower, and now they are in a 1k gold lead.
But overall, I would say the SF5 didn't really manage to make
Anything from that happened, yeah.
anything from the early first blood though, because normally if the AD carry gets the first blood, you're going to make it a harder time for Tristana to farm, but you could see that I think he spent the whole time safe farming very safely, but he was able to catch up with the CS difference. We did see earlier he was about 10 to 20 CS below, lesser than the Misfortune, but Mr. Elvis has just caught up so easy, and that's great mechanics, and just taking every single minion he can.
And also he's taking great advantage of his range now. Mr. Elvis did hit level 7, and I believe his range should be more than Misfortune's now.
So we're just going to take a
quick look at that, perhaps.
And his range right now, yes, is at 604. Definitely, it's further than Misfortune already. And at a 50 range, it makes quite a difference in trading hits. So overall, we will see that the Dragon will be the next big thing happening on the game. 12 minutes has gone in, and normally you would see a Dragon if a dive happens down board at 7 minutes or 9 minutes mark. So the teams need to are very wary about this. You can see the wards are being planted on the side of SF5. They have a ping ward planted down, but have not seen a perfect opportunity to
At the top lane, Shen and Rumble are looking to trade some damage here. Shen actually winning out the trade. Rumble still pushing up, putting a lot of pressure onto the top tower. Doesn't want to let Shen use the Stand United for his teammates. Zed actually coming back up top once again, looking for the gank onto Navy. Does use his ultimate once again. Navy does try to use his shields. Is flashing afterwards. The ignite being used. It's taking off right there. Shield being used. Jarvan does come in to save Navy, and it will not be enough to save. Not be enough for Navy to go down.
And that was actually, well, the scrap shield was just enough to keep Navy alive right there. So this time, well, no summoners wasted. They just went in for the kill. They push Rumble back, and we can see the pressure being applied by Westdoor and Prides. Oh, we need to see Navy. Hey, he's gonna get caught right there. Look at that
and burst it out in an instant.
Yes, the instant burst of damage right there. Brutalizer and a Bilge Water Cutlass, but it was just so much damage towards Jarvan with the Ninja Tabi only.
Oh, Mr. Abel's getting hooked by the Death Sentence, but there will be no follow-up from Violet.
So we will see that actually, Yang Xiu is actually maxing the Dark Passage first, going for more tankiness, so playing a more safer route instead of going for very aggressive. Topside though, we will see Navy trying to put back the pressure onto Price, which has been calling Westdoor to help him quite a bit. We will see this fire hit, but he's going to walk back from that and going to go back to farm.
Lantier actually stealing the enemy blue buff there, does decide to flash over the wall just to play it safe.
Just to be careful, because doesn't want to be caught by the Oriana ultimate, even though Oriana didn't have that much mana, but just to make sure that no one else, like Java might be there already, so it's just best to flash away, remove your vision from the enemy, and put yourself in a safe and better position.
Western just going to poke up the middle tower a little bit, taking the tower down to less than half. Still looking to put some pressure there. Lantier also comes around to help this out, and this should be the tower for AHQ.
One thing about Jarvan, because of the rework of his Dimension Standard, he only grants attack speed and only gives the flat armor or double the armors when he uses
Yep.
it. He is a slightly less tanky champion. I can see right there. Normally, if he has the Dimension Standard up and ready, he will not take that much damage, even though Zed does have the Brutalizer.
Bottom tower of SF5 looking very, very low. One more minion should be able to do it for AHQ. SF5 not being able to take any towers there, and aren't putting a lot of pressure onto the global objectives. AHQ actually looking to take out the dragon now. They do get pink warded out. The Orianna ultimate does go down, will lock down Lantier and Westor. Lantier will just jump over the wall. Flash being used by Westor, and that should be a clean dragon for them. The minions do pick up the tower in the meanwhile at the bottom lane for AHQ. Nice play there by AHQ.
Definitely. So this, we will see though Tristana after the dragon got brought down, instead going back to base and purchasing an Infinity Age
A
and
huge damage spike there for AHQ. They might want to look to pressure a little bit more now into other towers perhaps.
Yup, definitely. But the problem is that currently, damage output wise, we can see that AHQ is winning over SF5 by a lot. We can see Westdoor completing the Blade of the Rune King already with the Brutalizer, but on the side of TQ, he only has the Seeker's Arm Guard, the Chalice, and the Sorcerer's Boots. So not that much AP overall, so his damage is quite low. I mean, overall poking continuously, he will be able to do the damage, but it's not going to be enough. So we will see that Navy though trying to apply pressure up top because he does have the advantage in the lane. So we're going to see whether Rumble will make the difference and the play as well for this.
Both teams actually just gonna farm up here. Not a lot happening right now. Looking at the items though, we see Misfortune actually opting to go for the Bloodthirster, looking for that sustained team fight as well. Oh, Wester actually going up for the onto Orianna. Orianna does flash it off. Didn't take a lot of damage from Zed. Good job by TQ right there.
Yep, definitely. Even though the flash cooldown is much longer, than Zed's ultimate, but definitely want to keep yourself alive. That's the most important thing out there for your team. If Orianna have fallen, they'll definitely be able to take the mid tower as well.
It looks like a lot of pressure is being applied by HQ on the bottom lane. SF5 might be looking for an engage here, but they do decide to back off.
As Rumble walked past, Elantia was actually just counter juggling right there. So overall map control, we can see that SF8 is actually being pushed back to their own towers for every single lane. They are unable to move out as a team. All the jungle presence overall, it's very low for the side of SF5. In the early stages, you see Jarvan showing face, letting ganks for his team, but right now we can see that against Lantier though, the presence, awareness, where he's moving, he's losing out quite a bit, as the lanes for the bottom side, the mid side are losing by a large margin in my opinion.
The standard unit does get used by Shen there, and he will engage onto Jarvan there, and that will be the kill onto him. Tuki actually using the ultimate to catch out Vi, does go down though in return. Violet is actually coming down, Trident is falling very, very low, uses the flash over though, Violet falling it up, the hook from Thresh does land, and it will be a kill secured. Wester falling very, very low. Navy still up for the chase. Wester trying to juke it out, but will not get it. Will not survive. Navy does get the shutdown onto Pridus there.
Yep, and actually the bastard shot from Mr. Elvis saved Violet right there. He thought it was enough damage, but just nice he had survived. It was one more hit needed.
Oh, Navy does get caught out by Green Tea. Navy does put out some damage in return to Green Tea. Does try to juke this out here. Does drop very, very low and is looking to run over, but will give the kill onto the support of AHQ. Actually, the right decision to make right there.
A great attempt right there, but well, in the end he still had to fall.
He must be hitting himself for not leveling the shield
level 2.
more.
And of course, you want to go for maximum damage, definitely. So here we will see though, SF5, the kills are right now very similar, 5-5, but as HHQ Esports with 1 Dragon advantage, and here we will see though Lantier coming in again to try to smite the blue away from 2Q, but he will be pushed back by Youngsu this time.
Good job for SF5 securing that blue buff onto Orianna, a very, very important aspect to have onto Orianna. Being able to spam those spells as much as possible in the team fight will help her out immensely.
Yep. And the main difference in terms of goal right now is just the dragon and the towers. The being taken down. On the
3 towers onto the side of AHQ and O to SF5, but that might change right now as they are able to take down the middle tower of AHQ.
And they're simply going to move on to try to catch off someone or go for the Baron. We will see whether they will make it. Nope, they're going to back off for this, but Navy will spot Westdoor. It will be a 1-in-1 right here. Will the Scrap Shot be enough to save it? The Blade of Winking is used as well.
Oh, the double shield right there.
And here we will see Egg going back in and locking the Cataclysm.
Then you're actually dropping very low, using the ultimate onto TUQ to negate the damage of the old Orianna ultimate. Violet dropping very low. Elvis trying to follow this up. The kill does go on to Green Tea there. And Wester still chasing after Egg. Navy still sticking around. Navy looking in a very tight position right now. Green Tea falling very, very low. But does get taken down by Lulu once again. Lulu taking a lot of kills in this team fight. Mr. Elvis following it up. Trash falling very, very low. Does throw out the lantern, but that is a 1-for-5 exchange for AHQ.
We did see though, HQ simply was about to lose the fight, but the problem was Miss Fortune was actually too far forward because he wanted to land a kill, and Tristana landed 3 hits onto her and bursted down so easily in that fight. So when they lost the AD carry, that's a lot of damage lost, and that was why it went badly for the side of SF5.
A very, very nice played team fight by HQ, doing also kiting very impressively. To just spread out SF5 and from their AoE damage composition.
Definitely. So we will see though on the side of Lantier immediately completing the Runic Bulwark, which is something rare though, I would say. But I believe because, you know, everyone else is going for more damage, and well, of course definitely Shem will go for tankiness.
Yep, of course.
But in order to negate the damage coming out from TQ as well as Navy, it's best to just get the Runic Ball out for your team. And
Westor actually going onto Violet. Violet dropping in an instant. The Stamp United does get used onto Westor, and that will be a kill on onto Zed. Zed now 7-1, looking very, very strong. Also having the Blade of the Ruined King as well as the Black Cleaver, giving him a lot of damage potential.
Definitely, and also the Dragon pick up by him alone right there was a great play. For his team was moving on and about the opponent's side of the jungle and the own areas, showing face. So here we will see the AHQ Esports going to simply act like a boss right now. They have taken out 5 turrets, the last outer turret they have right now, it will be the top side where
things are going down on the middle inhibitor from AHQ. They might be looking to take this now. Tristana though not enraged to help out the team. Navy does decide to back off here and help his teammate. They do not want to lose the middle inhibitor.
So we will see that SF5 planning out more wards to definitely protect the jungle as well as want to see wherever everyone's moving. And we are quite surprised though, both junglers going for a more tanky build this time. Normally we would see the junglers build up, either they will rush the Locket or maybe they will rush up for the Spirit of the Lizard Elder.
Yep, but no. I lost my thought, a line of thought there, so I'm sorry.
But you know what, the recent changes on the Locket of the Iron Slurry, you don't think it's worthy to get it? It's been made much cheaper, grants less health, but it's much easier to get for a jungler, definitely.
Yes, it is.
Actually,
Westor might get caught out here. Egg and Navy all collapsing onto Westor, and actually Westor flashing out there. Egg using the flash Cataclysm and to secure the kill for Misfortune. Great play there by SF5. And now they're gonna look to take the first 2 tower off the bottom lane. But meanwhile, without this happening, AHQ are chunking down onto Baron, and this Baron is uncontested. Things are going down, but the Baron
will definitely be taken by AHQ Esports Club. SF5 is going to really give up this Baron but take down more towers to push back their advantage because they are too far for it, and they really do not have enough time to go and contest for it, in my opinion. So they're just going to go for the push and back off. Just slightly getting back more map power, so to speak, reducing the map vision and increasing their own map control, just like how AHQ has so much map control over theirs. But whether this is going to be enough for them to make a comeback is still yet to be seen.
It was probably the best choice to do. They were so far away from the Baron, so taking what they can was probably the best choice.
And also, you know, because they thought that they have Vi, the denting blows just chips down on Baron so strongly and easily for his team.
As well, you had two Blade of the Ruined Kings onto AHQ, so the Baron was...
only one, because you can consider Zed was dead.
Yep.
Yeah, but over damage output from the denting blows as well as Mr. Albis was just enough to bring the Baron down.
Green Tea actually picking up the Oracles for his team, doing a great job at keeping the map control on the enemy jungle.
Definitely want to see if someone on the side of SF5 just steps out of position. I believe Albis will jump in for the kill, or even we will see Westor just ulti in.
Albis actually not sitting on any kills right now. He's 0 and 1.
1-5. Wow, just
he's really not able to deal with the burst of Westor.
Definitely.
I mean, Westor takes a lot of kills with the burst.
So when you play against assassins in your team comp, like, oh wow, I have like 0 kills, 7 deaths, and like 20 assists because the assassin takes all the kills in the team. So it's definitely not a bad score, but it's just how like the lineup wise, just how things work out sometimes. So here we will see though in the end, AHQ is gonna go push up top the last outer turret for the side of SF5, and seemingly we'll see the pressure coming out from top, mid, and as well as bottom. We can see the 3-1-1 push for the side of HQ, and then just applying pressure wherever they go and forcing SF5 to respond to this, to move as a team.
Equal pressure coming out from all sides of AHQ, doing a good job at pressuring all the lanes at the same time, splitting up SF5 with their and their AoE-oriented team comp. Now this might be, they're looking for a perfect engage here. Mr. Albin trying to put some damage onto Egg, will start hitting onto the inhibitor tower. The trash hook just missing right there. Albus taking some damage from Orianna, but they might decide to back off. Orianna actually getting a 3-man ultimate right there. The trash cage just come down. Violet does channel the ultimate, but meanwhile Westor is actually backdooring there. A lot of kills going down for SF5. That will be a for non-exchange onto the side of HQ. Westor actually looking to put out some damage here. The Silent United does come down onto Westor. Now they're looking for the engage, but they're probably just gonna take the inhibitor and back off here.
Wow, and it's actually a fabulous play actually by the side of AHQ. He just made sure that, you know, Zed stay alive after the initial push. You could see he outed in, but it was just a step. It was supposed to be a stepping stone, so to speak, to get closer to his team. He shadowed over and Shen ulted in and keeping him alive, and it took 2 inhibitors from that. Even though they didn't lose Vi in the engage at the middle, but it just gave...
the two inhibitors are so much more worth it than just a kill.
Definitely. And I would say it's actually Yang Xiu's fault. He had a... He went in after the Orianna out, he did flash in, but for his flay, he actually pushed people away instead of pulling them back into the fight, and then you could see that Mr. Abyss got pushed further, who jumped even further for Miss Fortune's ultimate. So a bit of a misplay right there for the side of SF5 in the team fight. It could have gone better and definitely could have been able to score more kills, but so far all I've seen Yang Xiu do with the flay is push stuff away and pull them in. So
yeah. Does he know about the ability?
I'm not sure. Maybe he's not so used to it yet. You know, early stages I had some problems as well because it has to do with where you face when you click it. And you know, sometimes when you just move a bit weird, you click too fast.
It's tough,
it doesn't work well. It's a bit tough for that.
Lantern Pride is actually taking the dragon here for AHQ. The gold lead now sitting over 10,000 gold onto HQ. Looking very, very strong right now.
So we will see the locket being brought up by AHQ Green Tea and Lantier also building up his own locket. So Vi seemingly going for no damage and Jarvan doing the same thing, which is very rare so far. I mean, we used to see the Sunfire Warmogs on the junglers.
all the time, but now it looks like jungler has fallen into the support kind of role, getting support items. Green Tea actually being pulled there by Yang Sui, but they do not engage on this.
Because they were poked a bit too low. We did see Egg and Tuku brought down the lost quarter health, and they want to make sure they heal up for the next engage, which will be at the top turret in the base right there. So they need to be very careful not to get caught off. And well, Green Sea as a support just applying pressure to the mid lane because he does have ability to clear mid waves quite quickly as well. And we can see the SF5 just being toyed around and pushed around all over the place by AHQ. And once again, Yangsu pushing minions away for some reason, not using it to try to pull someone in closer and then land a death sentence. Not sure what is happening on the side of Yangsu. A bit weird in terms of what's happening, but here we will see though, SF5 is just going to back off. They're not going to engage on this and all. They really need to start something. Oh, the knockout misses, and here we will see Egg falling down really low.
Actually jumping onto Lantern here, but it will get taken down in an instant from Mr. Elvis. Prince doing a good job at zoning SF5. TQ falling very, very low. Lantern dropping very low. Sanity does get you onto Lantern, and that meanwhile Westeror was actually hitting onto the Nexus Tower, and that is the game already.
Yup, definitely. And a great game played by both teams for the first game of the for the first game of the night. We have HQ Esports Club taking the game seemingly not, I would say decisively in the end because of how objective oriented and how they moved the whole team. But definitely it was still a very close game early stage because of the first third.
Especially early stage. SF5 looked very strong actually, but they were not able to make anything big happen
from that.
With that.
So we're now going to move in the score screen to take a closer look of the game just now and over how the kills and overall goal increase of every single one on the side of both teams.
Now, looking at Westar, very, very strong. 14k gold for himself, only purely going for damage, no defensive items at all, being able to burst down practically almost anyone on the side of SF5. As well, we have the scumbag Lulu taking 4 kills from
the whole team actually.
Yeah, from the whole
4-0-1, and well, Mr. Elvis is actually 1-1-6. So if you ask me the score wise on that, Mr. Elvis was playing the support, even though he had tons of damage. So to speak.
I do believe Mr. Elvis was able to dish out a lot of damage onto the team of SF5, and yes, we do see a huge spike from coming out from Mr. Elvis right there. But still, support 4 kills, not bad.
And definitely this match, as we could see, SF5 early stage was not that weak, but when it came to the timing of achieving objectives, moving the entire team, we'd see that HQ was much more well organized. A lot of the times, Westdoor was just a bait, pushing separately or split pushing, while the whole team did the Baron, we saw the first time. The second time, the whole team dived in for Westdoor to push into the base and then get 2 inhibitors for the team. So
AHQ,
great planning.
Yeah, they sacrificed one team member, and they were able to get 1 or 2 objectives of SF5, and that's what they did so well in this game.
Definitely. So that's it. A wrap up of this game. SF5 had a strong start, but they couldn't really take very quickly after that. So definitely not so strong. I mean, all of the members did their part, so to speak, but when it came to objective, moving the team around and just capturing important points of the game, SF5 was like, okay, what am I supposed to do right now?
Yeah,
See that.
they have to